The train station was a blur of rushing commuters, their footsteps echoing off the cold concrete. But in the corner, near a flickering overhead light, stood a woman who seemed out of place. Her name was Dorothy, 68 years old, and she was shivering in a thin sweater, her arms wrapped tightly around herself. Her gray hair was damp from the drizzle outside, and her eyes wide with worry darted toward the ticket counter, where a line of impatient travelers ignored her. A young man bumped into her, muttering, "Watch it, lady," without a backward glance. Dorothy wasn't here by choice. Just hours ago, she'd been a woman with a plan, a small purse, and a ticket home. Now, she had nothing but the damp clothes on her back and a story no one would believe. The whispers around her grew louder. "She's just loitering," a woman hissed to her friend, probably begging. Another scoffed, pulling his coat tighter. Dorothy's heart pounded, her cheeks burning with shame. She wasn't a beggar, she was a grandmother, a former nurse, a woman who'd spent her life helping others. So how had she ended up here, alone and humiliated? And what was about to happen that would change everything? Dorothy had always been the one others leaned on. For 35 years, she'd worked as a nurse, comforting patients through their darkest moments. She'd raised 2 sons, volunteered at the community center, and never asked for help. But today, her strength was tested in a way she'd never imagined. She'd come to the train station to visit her grandson, who was struggling in a new city. She'd saved for weeks to afford the ticket, carrying just enough cash in her purse. But at the crowded platform, a thief had snatched either money, her ID, her train ticket, gone in an instant. She'd tried to explain to the ticket agent, her voice soft but desperate. "Please, my purse was stolen. I just need to get home. Can you help me?" The agent, harried and overworked, barely looked up. "No ID, no ticket, no ride," he said flatly. "Next in line." Dorothy stepped back, her hands trembling. She approached a security guard nearby. "Sir, I'm not trying to cause trouble. I just need a phone to call my son." The guard frowned. "Can't let you use the office phone. Rules are rules. Move along." The words hit like a slap. Move along? To where? She had no money, no phone, no way to reach her family. Commuters stared as she stood there, her sweater soaked from the rain that had followed her inside. A group of teenagers nearby snickered, one whispering, "Look at her, she's a mess." Another took a quick video, laughing as they walked away. Dorothy's throat tightened, tears threatening to spill. She'd never felt so small, so invisible. She sank onto a bench, clutching her empty hands, wondering if anyone in this busy station would see her as more than a nuisance. Then, a soft voice broke through the noise. "Ma'am, are you okay?" Dorothy looked up to see a young woman, maybe in her late 20s, with a kind face and a name tag pinned to her jacket. Lila Station Attendant. Lila's eyes were warm, not judging, and she held a steaming cup of tea from the station cafe. "You look cold," she said, offering the cup. "This is for you." Dorothy's hands shook as she took it, the warmth seeping into her fingers. I can't pay for this," she stammered. Lila smiled gently. "Don't worry about it. I saw you talking to the agent, and I heard what happened. You don't deserve to be stuck like this." She sat beside Dorothy, ignoring the bustle around them. "My name's Lila. What's yours?" "Dorothy?" she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "My purse was stolen. I just want to get home to my son." Lila nodded, pulling out her phone. "Let's call him, and we'll figure out a way to get you on that train." She hesitated, then added, "My grandma was a nurse too. She used to tell me stories about helping people when no one else would. I guess I'm trying to be like her." There was a flicker in Lila's eyes, a hint of something Dupera memory perhaps, that made her stop for Dorothy when everyone else had passed by. Dorothy clutched the tea, tears welling up. "Why are you helping me?" she asked. Lila's smile was soft but sure. "Because I know what it's like to feel alone in a crowd." Lila led Dorothy to a quiet corner of the station, away from the judging eyes. She dialed Dorothy's son, handing her the phone. "Mom? Oh, thank God!" His voice crackled through, frantic with worry. Dorothy explained everything, her voice breaking as she admitted how scared she'd been. "I'm okay now," she said, glancing at Lila. "Someone's helping me." When she hung up, Lila sat with her, offering a small blanket from the station's lost and found. "It's not much, but it'll keep you warm until we sort this out," she said. Dorothy wrapped it around her shoulders, feeling a flicker of hope. "I was a nurse for so long," she said softly. "I helped people every day, but today I felt like no one could see me." Lila's eyes softened. "I see you, Dorothy. You're not invisible to me." She paused, then shared a little more. "My grandma used to say that kindness is like a light, it finds you when it's darkest. She'd sit with patients who had no one, just to make them feel human. You remind me of her." Dorothy's heart warmed, a faint smile breaking through. "I used to do that too. Sit with patients, hold their hands. It's the little things that matter." They sat in silence for a moment, the station's chaos fading into the background. Then Lila asked, her voice gentle, "Have you ever felt forgotten by everyone until one person looked at you with kindness?" Dorothy's eyes glistened. "Today," she whispered. "Right here, with you." Then, in a quiet gesture, Lila reached into her pocket and pulled out a small, silver pin shaped like a tiny stethoscope. "This was my grandma's," she said. "I carry it for luck. I want you to have it." Dorothy's breath caught. There was a story behind that pin, one Lila wasn't ready to share, but it felt like a bridge between two strangers who'd found each other in a moment of need. Lila didn't stop at the tea or the phone call. She spoke to the ticket agent, explaining Dorothy's situation with a calm determination. "She's not a vagrant," Lila said firmly. "She's a grandmother who needs to get home." The agent, softened by Lila's persistence, checked the system and found a way to issue a replacement ticket using Dorothy's son's contact information for verification. Dorothy's son was already on his way, driving 2 hours to meet her at the next station. As Dorothy waited for her train, Lila stayed by her side, sharing stories about her grandma's nursing days. The commuters who'd once stared now glanced over with curiosity, some with guilt. One woman, who'd whispered earlier, approached hesitantly. "I'm sorry I misjudged you," she said to Dorothy. "I didn't know." Dorothy nodded, her heart lighter. "It's okay," she said. "We all make mistakes." As the train's whistle sounded, Dorothy turned to Lila. "You didn't just give me a ticket home," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "You gave me back my faith in people." Lila smiled, her eyes misty. "You're worth it, Dorothy. Don't ever forget that." Dorothy boarded the train, clutching the stethoscope pin in her hand. As the station faded into the distance, she felt a warmth she hadn't known all day. Would she carry this moment with her forever? Would she pass on the kindness Lila had shown her? One thing was certain. In a world that could feel so cold, one stranger's heart had lit a spark of hope that would never fade. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to The Kind Story, where kindness always finds a way. Disclaimer: this story was created exclusively for The Kind Story YouTube channel. It is a unique and original work, not copied from any other source. While AI tools may assist in formatting or narration, All stories are written by human creatives to reflect genuine emotion, kindness, and real-life inspired situations.